I actually don't get to see this background right here much. That's Joey's bar. It looks like they have a hydraulic skull here as well as a massive choice of bottles to drink from. I'm going to play a random ladder game on European server. So let's go on to it now. It's Gold League match. And so it begins. I'll be playing against the Protoss on a map that has 4 players. Up to 4 players.
Need more minerals for that.
Due to the fact that it's a celebration, 8 years the game is on, we'll get to see some fireworks and such, which is fine. Now, I haven't played this for a little while, maybe a week, and it does feel nice to be in the game
Seems
again.
more pylons are required.
Okay, so more pylons and more pylons. I'm going to chroma boost this now, and here I need to start walling myself off. Unfortunately, it wasn't built precisely because they would just kind of hit this pylon and it would most likely be all over, unfortunately. In any case, what will I go for? I'm gonna go for just kind of a regular play that I have. In here I'm going to construct another pylon somewhere there.
We don't have enough minerals.
I wonder, can I fit in this? Yeah, it looks like I can. And now that's done, I need to start constructing a cybernetics core. Okay, so it looks like he showed up here, unfortunately. Hopefully he will not be cannon rushing, because that is without a doubt a distinct possibility. It looks like he is just gonna move around a bit. And I'm gonna wait for a chance to construct a bunch of stalkers. And another gateway maybe. Okay, so finally a stalker can start going down here.
Our probes are under attack.
Okay, so it looks like this time he proved to be a bit smarter.
Not enough energy.
And attacked me. Okay, so what's next? What do I want to go for? Actually, I just kind of
here in the shadows.
want to go for a warp gate and just more stalkers. So I'm building a couple now. That's fine. In here,
Energy's too low.
I'm going to build that geyser, and maybe a few more warp gates. At this point I should have just Also, the oracle will most likely show up if my opponent does
That'll
have
cost more minerals than we have.
enough oh wow, enough kind of choice. Don't know how to say. He went for oracles, which is a distant possibility without a doubt. Here I'm sending all the newly created probes. It looks like I'm nearly running 2 bases, and I'm just focusing on constructing additional stalkers. And now I'm gonna
We
go
don't have enough minerals.
for some facilities
I think we need more pylons.
to start upgrading.
That'll cost more minerals than we have.
Alright. And I guess more pylons. Now I am making a little bit of cash,
I'm here.
Research complete.
which is really cool. What should I expect more?
Shadows.
Probably I should go here, and I should start
I'm here in the shadows.
That'll cost
The firstborn shall persevere.
not enough Vespine.
should start expanding. In any case, a bunch of robotics facilities
That's gonna require more gas.
wouldn't hurt, but having a lack of gas is certainly, without a doubt,
I'm here in the shadows.
a big deal. I'm gonna send newly created probes here, and I need to turn these into water
I
grids
think we need more pylons.
and some more stuff in general. Also, I don't need these anymore. We can just
Construct additional pylons.
warp in stuff, but only
Can't warp it completely mined out a mineral
if
field.
I do have those pylons. In here, I need to go for additional gateways, I think.
Nothing left in that
This
mineral cluster.
should give me
We don't have enough
the
minerals.
boost that I want. Okay, here 2 workers can go and work there, and all in all, more workers are coming in here.
That'll cost more minerals.
I can just go for additional stuff.
Here in the shadows.
So far we are upgrading nicely. I need to go for a few other
Upgrade
buildings as
complete.
well, such
Can't
as
warp that in. Upgrade is ready
air
for use.
related ones. So maybe
Can't warp that in.
I'm gonna go for some carrier play or such. In any case, for now,
Can't warp that in.
I think I'm just gonna focus
Here in the shadows.
on
We need
a
more
bunch of
Vespine.
stalkers. Okay, now we need a bunch of Vespine, so Vespine it will be. And
Mineral field depleted.
let's go here instead and expand here further.
Huh. I guess that.
Furthermore,
Nothing left in that. Need more minerals for that.
I'm very economy focused here, as you can see. Also, new workers can go in here. Now, where's my force? I see it's in here. I need I need
don't have enough
to go
minerals.
for a few immortals, maybe some more upgrades
Need more minerals for that.
as well. And as you can see, surprisingly enough, we didn't have a major fight for some time now, really, and it could be a little bit disturbing. Is my opponent going for carriers? Maybe.
I'm here.
Maybe my opponent is in fact going for carriers.
I return to serve.
In any case, I would probably go for carriers as well. But for now, let's just kind of focus on stalkers.
That'll cost more
And
minerals
I
than
think
we have.
that I would like
Here
to
in the shadows.
start making an offensive now. Okay,
Our
look
base
at
is
that.
under attack.
Return to serve.
I see where this is gonna go. Okay, so he has a lot more stuff than I have.
Seems more pylons are required. One of our pylons is under enemy fire. Energy's too low.
Anticipated. Let's go now and intercept. And let's fight them here then. There's more of us, so...
Mineral field
Oh
depleted.
no, oh no, oh no. Let's get a bunch of
Upgraded.
these guys behind the backs.
We've
There's
completely
more of
mined out a
us,
mineral
let's
field.
fight. Alright, so far so good. Based on enemy's direction, I would assume that they're coming from somewhere out there. I don't have anything that could uncloak units. Let's go into their base, and now we're going to try them. Okay. I was kind of expecting the enemy to be in the far right corner, but that wasn't it. So let's take a look at this match, and so far it went very straightforward for me, and my opponents, they were not playing very aggressively as they normally do. And it worked out really well, because I was kind of prepared. I was building a lot of units, I had upgrades in place. Here he sent a probe, and the players tend to do this quite often. I don't do this because I think that it takes up quite a bit of time, and this time
I'm here in the shadows.
may as well be used for something else, such as like learning how to play the game. Probably later, when I'll play the game a bit more, I'll realize what my opponent is going for, recognize different builds and cheeses, and know how to respond to them. But so far it's fine. Now let's take a look at what's happening here really. So he first of all does this kind of a wall off with a cannon, a battery. Has two bases. These two bases are almost completely operational. He does have quite a bit of cash saved up, but that may be for the units. However, he does not seem to have a lot of units, while I do in fact have quite a few already. So let's continue watching this, and
I'm here in the shadow.
see how things gonna go. He does have a bunch of upgrades though, and I do as well. I do have 3 bases. He just scouted that, so he knows I'm expanding. He does have detection, something
Mineral field depleted.
I didn't have at all.
I return to
And
mineral field. I return to serve.
we know that he relies heavily on units such as Immortals, and at this point he moves on to expand himself into the third base. Obviously, as far as I'm aware, he attacked me first. It's good that I never really went to the
I return to serve.
upright corner. I kind of thought that he ran home with his probe, right home to the top right corner, but it seems that was not the case. In any case, here he moves out, and it looks like he has the full complement of a War Prism, a sentry. There could be more sentries for those illusions,
To serve.
a few zealots, quite a few immortals and stalkers. So he was very kind of lucky
I return to serve.
to grab this fourth base of mine, and here we see the battle. I moved my troops forward. They took massive casualties, but they wanted more of them to start shooting, but that didn't give me any advantage whatsoever. My War Prism moved through the lines, and that was really cool, because that took attention from the stalkers that were shooting
Return to serve.
at much greater capacity.
Return to
Now let's take a look if my move forward was truly a disaster,
return to serve.
because I think it was. So here are my stalkers, a massive army of stalkers. They're going forward, but on the ramp only a handful of them are actually shooting. I moved a hell of a lot of them forward, but once again the situation doesn't change by that much, really.
Return to serve.
So here we see a line shooting. The ones that move forward ended up being annihilated very quickly. So the gain here was actually very minimal. And we see a few illusions that in this case just taking up space for the units that could actually do damage. And it's good that I got those zealots out, because these zealots took attention from the stalkers
Return to serve.
that actually needed consistent
Upgrade complete.
attacking.
Embrace the glory of
And here I'm moving into the base. My zealots were not moved forward, which is obviously a mistake, but all in all it was a victory. And I got a bunch of portraits. So 8th anniversary portrait. That's a limited edition portrait. Didn't got a spray, because there is no such thing as a limited edition. Spray. And now it's time to go and play another match. So the Protoss race. So far, relatively complicated, because it actually has like things like storms, sentries with illusions, cloaked units, air battles, such as the Phoenix play. It has like the Observer, and all of this is just a lot of stuff to kind of go about, you know. Alright, so let's go here now and build that. So I think that eventually what it comes down to is a player knows exactly what to build. He just kind of needs to
I think we need more pylons.
actually build it. And the most important parts are the little things, like the battle and the actual choice of play. Why I say little? Because you actually kind of have to kind of know these things, right? And the choice of play, which is the build order, is little because it's very kind of down to luck, really. So it's quite a bit about luck. So other thing is that I think that players, they tend to very much rely on things like
Can't warp that in.
I'm playing just one. On one build order.
Construct additional
So
pylons.
I'm not sure. Oh, what am I doing here anyway? So first of all, I'm building the stalker, right? After that, I'm just gonna continue producing probes, get myself that warp gate research, and just going to build some warp gates, as well as
Need more minerals for that.
more of these.
I'm here.
Also, at this point, I could go for the batteries and some additional stuff. Okay, so it looks like so far everything is very nice. And for as long as everything's kind of being continuously produced, it's fine. Now I just need some bunch of these stalkers, as well as
Can't warp that in.
a forge or two. You see, at very kind of early game, having upgrades may not be a game changer, because I found that upgrades are kind of very much down to luck. Besides that, I'm not 100% sure,
Here in the shadows.
so take these things with the benefit of a doubt from me, because I'm kind of learning by testing the game in
We're done with the research.
in a unit tester, and I'm finding things out myself so far without a support from, let's say, professional gamers. And I'm not asking every question I need answer to on forums where somebody that would know could answer. In any case,
Not enough Vespine.
the next thing I need, without a doubt, is
That's gonna require more gas.
is a robotics facility, and now I'm going to build 2 of these so far, and
We need more than.
a bunch of these sentries. Okay, it looks like I'm running 2 bases quite nicely. I have not suffered an early game attack just yet. Also, I need a Twilight Council so that I can continue building my my stuff. Also, these need to be turned now, and that'll do. Let's take them away, and I'm just gonna go for more of them. Also, let's get a bunch of immortals, maybe a couple of these,
Seems more pylons are required.
and a war prism as well.
Upgrade complete. Can't warp that in. Upgrade is ready for use.
Many more pylons could go down.
Construct additional pylons.
Okay, let's now all go down. I, without a doubt, need this. Okay, we are going to further attack the enemy now.
Can't warp that in.
And it looks like our enemy isn't kind of really very kind of eager
Nothing left in that mineral
to
cluster.
fight us. And here
Not enough energy.
we are going to just attack them like that. Alright, let's go. Oh man. Okay, let's attack them with what we've got here. These need to be hidden. And oh man, come on, you go back. You
We completely
continue
mined out a mineral field.
advancing into enemy's base. And here I'm going to work in markets. It looks like that wasn't needed. And so let's take a look how it all went down here. So, whew, that was nice. That was really cool. Let's see how did he play this. I really like that he attacked me kind of when I was attacking his base, and I just kind of couldn't really handle both at the same time, but I won against this base, and even after kind of warping in units in my own base, I couldn't really defeat him, but I was able to outpower him because he wasn't destroying my infrastructure to build the units, and my probes were mining, but I never really attacked him with my probes. My immortals were finishing though. In any case, so what he does first, he builds himself 4 gateways, a cybernetics core. He's not walling himself off much, and it looks very neat. You see, it looks very kind of logical, very kind of up to the point. And then he builds a bunch of units and creates himself another base, which is as well kind of really neat play. He's obviously kind of aware what he's doing. Then he goes into warp gates from gateways and continues producing units. I do have upgrades at this point, so I do have a slight advantage, but really for as long as it's not +3/+3, it's pretty much not that big of a deal for as long as there are no large forces going at each other. Now here we are approaching them. It looks like he never kind of adjusted that waypoint there. Alright. And at this point he meets my force, and it looks like there's too many of us. What does he do? He retreats, but he kind of doesn't really go back to his base. He creates a pylon so that he could warp in units close by. However, little does he know I'm attacking him. Now he knows I'm here, and he doesn't have any DTs to kind of go about this, and I just kind of managed to do a lot of damage to him. He, on the other hand, does exactly the same. He attacks my base here. I probably at this point needed to attack him with all my probes, but he did have reinforcements. As you can see, I have an immortal that obviously did quite a bit of damage, and there's way too many of my stalkers in his base, and that kind of creates big problems for him as well. Now I can successfully warp in at this point a few units at a time, like 4 units. He didn't destroy any of my pylons, and so eventually I wouldn't been able to overpower him, especially with all these resources and a lot of probes remaining. So all in all, even the reinforcements were already here, so it was kind of worked out really nicely. Now let's move on to the next one. So that was a silver 2, opponent MMR 2454. I wonder what LMPD means though. Maybe something like lower league or whatever. I wonder. Now where will we go next? I'm gonna go and play a Zerg. I'm still in the Platinum League, which is really cool, but I'm not sure if I can be here for long. I can't see kind of the tab that shows my numbers there, but it's unclear what can be worked out of this. So it looks like I'll be playing a Zerg here. Fine. That is exactly what I want. And I personally kind of so far think that a lot of plays into this, but really kind of the more units I have, the better, and the buildings at the very beginning are the most important thing here, without a doubt. So let's get on with this, and we'll see. So what am I gonna go for here? Now the Overlord. Obviously, going from race to race, one thing I have to do is I have to get used to.
Spawn more overlords.
Oh yeah, I really like that. I can really feel her in my stomach when she does that. When she says something like, you know, like it's so realistic. She's like,
need more minerals for that.
Oh yeah, it's like give me money and
that'll
fuck
cost
me.
More minerals than we have.
That's how it sounds. It's like, you're the man, you have the money. That's why I love you. And that's why I let you fuck me. Because you're like him, you know. You're everything I ever wanted, which is a fat bank account and a big dick.
We don't have enough.
That's what she would think of me. Now, but the problem here is obviously that we don't have enough minerals, so we'll have to work this out somehow. by checking the numbers up on up right corner there. So my queens will soon be in production, and so just not yet. Alright, then I'm sending a bunch of these guys here. I'm gonna build myself a baneling's nest and a bunch of queens, as well as a bunch of lings. So it looks like all the time I've actually had something to do, which is kind of really realistic.
Can't be done without more overlords.
Okay, I did forgot the overlord. I still kind of very often miss out on
That's gonna require more gas.
these things. So for Zerg, I know exactly that I will need
A queen's just been born.
I will need oh, look at that, he moved away his overlord because you've noticed I built that thing. Alright.
Not enough energy.
I don't like it. It kind of creates a pressure that shouldn't be there. The next thing I'm gonna do, build myself an evolution chamber. And I'm just gonna go
That'll
for
cost more minerals than we have.
more workers. Another overlord.
We don't have enough minerals.
A bunch of banelings. 3. And
Not enough energy.
I think I'm here to almost hit the jackpot. So more links, and then I'm gonna go for the roach one. So I'm gonna soon build a few roaches, and that carapace, that's what I want to go for really. Also here, more of these.
Energy's too low.
Gas. I don't have many units, and as you can see I'm not making many as well. That's not good, but that's what I want to go for right now.
More overlords required.
And here I got kind of blocked by the overlords.
Not enough energy.
The third base is here, and I could get this queen south, build myself another
Can't
queen,
be done without more overlords.
and now the overlord. So a bunch of them
Need more minerals for
got
that.
successfully completed. The carapace is here. More upgrades can start coming out. Also, I'm gonna go for a
That'll cost
hydralist.
more minerals than we have.
And the roaches are done. My carapace, without a doubt, will not finish quickly. And I can just kind of rely on
Spawn more overlords.
more
Need more minerals for
roaches,
that.
overlords. So I can be defensive right now, very defensive, or I could be offensive. It kind of depends. What do I
More
really?
overlords required.
What do I really kind of expect here? So
We don't have enough.
that's a thing to kind of consider.
That'll cost more minerals
And
than
I think that I wanna attack. So let's see what can we gain from this attack. It looks like he knows I'm coming for him, right? So it's bad. It's really
we have. Need
bad.
more minerals for that. Your forces have encountered the enemy.
Okay, so
We don't have
here
enough minerals.
I've encountered his forces,
That'll cost more minerals than
and it's bad. It looks like I
more
will
minerals
lose,
for
without a doubt.
that. We don't have enough minerals.
And I kind of
That'll cost more
relying
minerals. Looks like your
on
brood energy's too low. We don't have enough minerals.
on the hydralisks.
Our base is under attack.
Here to
More minerals for that.
to do all the hard work.
Mutation complete. Your brood has
And
found something
it
to chew
looks
on.
like that won't be of much help.
We don't have enough minerals.
So without a doubt, he's probably going to just
Need more minerals.
focus on overpowering
Left
me.
in that mineral cluster.
In any case, that was without a doubt a very good
Your
game.
brood has found something
I'm
to
going
chew
to
on.
attack him with my workers. Okay, couldn't select these because I kind of have this bad habit
Forces have encountered the enemy.
of attacking with after selecting all army key, which is space for me. In any case, that's all it is. Let's quit and rewind this. Okay. Let's see. What did he do? It looks like the reason he won, I personally believe, is the fact that he had simply more roaches. Probably after noticing his force, I needed to retreat and maybe focus on a large force of lynx rather than hydralisks. In any case, here we see he built up two bases. This is a sort of a standard opening, right? A base, spawning pool, one geyser. That's the first expansion, and a bunch of links. It's 3 minutes. He sends one overlord to scout, and it looks like I was already building a spore crawler so that he wouldn't scout the entry. He moved away a little bit though. He will try to make this wall off, which is nice. He builds 2 evolution chambers and a roach warren, and then he kind of creates this choke point that he can fit with the queen. Nice looking, obviously. Okay, so that stops massive number of links, or just links, passing through. And in the meantime, he just builds stuff up, and he creates that additional queen as a gatekeeper. And in this way, he has his gates secure there. So he's waiting, and at this point, he is going to start pushing out. He's doing consistent injects.
Mutation complete.
He has 18 roaches versus 12 mine, 8 lynx versus 13 of mine, and that count is increasing. Now he moves out at the same time I do, and now it begins. And it looks nice, this battle, but my numbers are not nearly as large, and he just wins decisively. In any case, his forces move on to attack me further, and the few hydralisks that I had there were in no position to stop, because really the hydralisks are reasonably close in strength to the roaches. So that's kind of an interesting thing though. and he just easily overpowers me here without much effort. I did send everything I have. I'm building stuff. I do have like minerals and such, but eventually he just pours in additional troops from his base by consistently making them, and it's GG. I'm gonna go into arcade unitester, and I wanna find out just how well does the Hydralis bear against the Roach on one-on-one or so fight. You see, when I realize that my forces will fall and I need to quickly regain kind of control, defend that counterattack or attack that's gonna come from him after my roaches were defeated in the middle of the map, I went for the Hydralisk. Now, is Hydralisk really the unit that had to be used here? Let's find out. So, you see, under these kind of conditions, a Hydralisk is not that much better. It costs 100 minerals, 50 gas. Roach costs 75 minerals and 25 gas. However, Roach one-on-one is not that much weaker or stronger. They both shoot a range attack. It's just that a Hydralisk is capable at defeating air units, while Roach is not. Hydralisk does have a slightly better range than a Roach. So eventually, when the numbers do pile up, the Hydralisk is able to prevail. And all in all, on one-on-one, as you saw, Hydralisk shoots and wins with a slight advantage. Very, very meager, like 13 points out of 90 total. But when the numbers do pile up, they do win, but it's really, really nothing. Let's now max these all out, all upgrades, and that's including melee upgrade, which shouldn't mean anything for them because they do not attack with melee. In any case, that's 3-3 upgrades. Let's see if that's any different. And it looks like on 3-3 upgrades, Roaches win, which is kind of a bit surprising that it's working out just like that, because kind of from my opinion Hydralisk is a cooler unit, but it seems that not in Starcraft 2. So why could that be the case? Let's find out. So Acid Saliva +3 upgrades, 22 damage. Needle Spines Hydralisk, damage 15, range 5. So weapon speed 0.54. So let's say that approximately every second Needle Spines, close to a second, can hit 30. These guys, in 3 seconds, they can hit 42. So they do, in fact, do a little bit less damage, right? Quite a bit of less damage. So why do they win? Let's stack one of these against each other. I can't. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna clear this out, and I'm gonna stack them up against each other. Let's see. Where's the problem? It looks like a roach with +3/+3 gains an advantage over the Hydralisk, and it could be due to roach simply having more life. And I think that this is where it goes down to. It's just that a roach, even doing less damage than Hydralisk, which would, for me at the beginning, would be the deciding factor. It looks like that's not a deciding factor, because a Hydralisk has 90 in strength, which just simply isn't enough to hold against 22 or 22 attack every 1.43 seconds, which is obviously what it's kind of is. So basically that extra health that roach has saves the roach, just like the Hydralisk is being saved at approximately the same life count. So look at that. A roach lives with approximately 15 health remaining. Well, in this case it's 26. But if there are no upgrades, then the Hydralisk prevails. Oh, this time they killed each other. So it looks like they are very equal. Now it could be that there's some kind of a hidden value with the melee attack. Let's turn melee attack off and see if that changes anything, because it could be that the melee attack made the roach just slightly bit stronger, but it shouldn't be like that. As you can see, so there could be a hidden value that makes the Zerg units, or at least roaches in particular, just a bit stronger. So you see, he will always survive. Without any upgrades whatsoever. But if we, for example, would go here and do a melee upgrade to the fullest, a melee upgrade that wouldn't affect the roaches completely, in theory, as you can see on the card, nothing was done. It would allow roach to shoot that additional acid saliva, which normally wouldn't exist without that upgrade out there. Now, in order to kind of check out this again, we can kind of do this without the upgrade. So what does that mean? That means that spending those additional resources on those upgrades that normally wouldn't be there for, let's say, units that attack, could be spent. But this time it kind of proved everybody wrong, right? So there were no additional upgrades in place. So it looks like it's either a chance where I was always kind of lucky to get this when the upgrades are on, but in this case there were no upgrades on, and they still both died. So it looks like roaches certainly do not need any melee upgrades at all. It's always best to just build additional units anyway. In any case, here with a +2, he would win. Oh no! Oh no! Look at that. Yeah, it looks like he won. He won for like the first time there. I had like +2 melee, which doesn't affect the roach, which is actually crazy. to even consider that, but that's what it went down to. Let's take a look if +1 attack changes everything and the roach prevails. Done. It looks like it could be that just +1 attack and roach is much better at fighting the Hydralisk. So Zerg versus Zerg, roach is without a doubt much more capable. Choice if there are no other units available. So let's see now. I'm gonna go for a few of these and a few of roaches, and let's not forget that roaches do have an attack upgrade here. Normally the more Hydralisks there are, they would prevail because they do have advantage in range, but if the roaches have an upgrade advantage, they will without a doubt win. If they do not have a upgrade advantage, they may not win. Let's find out. That is a really close fight. An extremely close fight, and I wonder, does the kiting play a significant role in this? It could be. In this scenario, we had 11 roaches versus 11 Hydralisks. So even at low numbers in these kind of battles, just a single upgrade could mean the difference between winning and losing. And now it's the time to play as a Terran. Alright, it's time to start fighting.
SCV ready.
Alright. I've got F5 in the middle here,
With the gear.
so that kind of would be easier to travel there.
SCV ready.
In any case,
Huh? Woo-hoo! Overtime.
I need that. I
Additional
need that.
supply depots required.
Okay,
Ah, it's here.
let's wait.
Big job, huh?
Yeah. Big job. I need to block the entry.
SCV ready.
And let's get those guys in there. Well, do I really need them
Bad
there?
news.
Maybe if I'm going for upgrades, then maybe then only.
SCV ready.
Because you see, with the Zerg, there's always that link speed. With the Terran, there's a Reaper, or maybe Engineering's Bay. I'm not sure. in any case,
Well, butter my biscuit. SCV ready.
it's fine. Here, let's go for the command center and the marine. Also, I want to go for some damage output increase.
What's going on?
And I'm gonna go for maybe the Ghost Academy.
I'm going.
Build myself a ghost. I kind of never really noticed people building
Command
the
center has
ghosts.
been upgraded.
I need this
I
guy
feel ya.
in there,
Looking forward to it.
and it looks like he is checking out my base, and
Gangway.
it
Coming
looks to
through.
me that
SCV ready.
he
We
wasn't
need more
really
Vespine. Not enough Vespine.
kind of saving the money
Hear ya. You gonna give me?
by much.
You want a piece of me, boy?
That's gonna require
SCV
more
ready.
gas.
Okay, I need more gas. I'm gonna build another gas geyser. I'm going for upgrades there. And I may as well go for some additional stuff. So, furthermore, I want to go for another command center there. And just build more units.
Add-on complete.
Okay,
Woo! Overtime.
I can drop that mule. More troops are in production. I do need
We need
stim.
more Vespine.
And actually, the next thing I need is
This better be.
That's gonna require more gas.
a ghost, maybe? No, it's too expensive. So maybe I'm gonna go for a couple of these marauders. And I'm gonna go also for
Upgrade is
SCV ready.
a tank or tanks.
Big job.
And
What's going on?
I'm expanding here.
Add-on is up and running.
How
Add-on
powerful
complete. For that.
my enemy could be now?
Go ahead.
Not sure. Alright,
Yeah, whatever.
here
Our
let's
supply is insufficient.
further build stuff.
Yep.
Says the
What's going
supply is insufficient. Not sure how much supply I actually need to go for. Okay, so that looks like a spy.
Go, go, go.
So it looks like my opponent is scouting me. This is
Ready.
a beast, you know.
You want
Oh
a piece
no,
of me,
I
boy?
just cancelled. Almost like a worker
time.
that almost finished.
SCV ready.
As well, another tank, please. Good, here. It can go down. I could build Hellions. I'm gonna exchange these. And in this way, I will
Command
be
center
able
has
to
been upgraded.
construct stuff much
In the
better.
rear with the gear.
And
Mineral field
furthermore, let's go for some additional.
Not enough Vespine.
SCVs. Okay, so it looks like I'm kind of having things
We're done with the research.
under control, just kind of for now. It doesn't look that bad,
It's about to get heavy.
and I could just kind of expand my ability to produce even
SCV ready.
further.
Ready for dust off.
Alright, that wasn't added though. It's added
Not enough
now.
Vespine.
I don't have enough Vespine, and that's kind of hindering things for me
What's
greatly.
going on?
You gonna give me?
Go ahead.
Okay, hopefully I won't be kind of attacked by a crazy horde of lings.
Gangway.
And that's pretty much that.
Add-on is
Also,
up and running. Can't build there.
I'm gonna go for
Ready for dust off.
some
That's gonna require more gas.
detection. Oh no, look at that.
Additional supply
I
depots
normally
required.
don't build these. In any case, I should certainly
Not enough energy.
do. Another thing I need is
Research complete.
another one of these.
Ready to roll out. This better be good. Big job, huh? Give us your... What's our... Let's have a blast. You want a piece of me, boy? SCV ready.
Another one of these
Add-on complete.
star parts.
SCV
Okay, what else do I want to build?
About to get heavy.
I'm going kind of Marine Marauder tank
Not enough
play
Vespa.
here. I would. Do I really need kind of detection?
We've
I'm
completely
not sure.
mined out a mineral field. We're just built
well,
there.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm bit by bit getting a supply block.
We'll need more supply depots for that. Our supply
Okay.
add-on is up and running.
And here I could go and construct myself another command center.
Will do. This better be a big
Okay.
win.
Additional supply depots required.
I should move my forces just a little bit forward.
Gonna get... Go ahead.
Done. No way to kind of protect
Energy's
my
too
links
low.
now.
By the
Right.
Speak, you want a piece of
Okay,
me, boy?
so it looks like they're here.
It's about to get heavy.
They have a one of these observers there,
Waiting on you. Picking up.
and that's fine. Also, I could go for that.
Move it.
Can't build there.
And
Oh, it's on.
this building here,
Where?
I need that. That's
Ready
Raven.
for pickup?
These guys got added here by accident.
This better be good. Let's have a
They are.
Add-on
they
is
are
up
the
and running.
last. I think that at this point I may be able to start approaching, attacking
Bad news.
here,
Add-on complete. Nothing.
and
Nothing left in that mineral cluster.
that's it.
Gateway.
Okay, so I should be able to fill this up
That'll cost more minerals than we have.
very
We
quickly.
don't have enough minerals.
SCV ready.
Also here
Woo! Overtime. Huh?
I do need additional
About to get heavy.
Command center
workers
has
now.
been upgraded.
SCV ready. Oh, it's on.
What's next? Looks like I am building units.
Need more minerals for that.
It doesn't look
We've
that
completely
bad.
mined out a mineral
You
field.
want a piece of me, boy?
Okay,
Let's have a blast.
Energy's too low.
SCV ready.
energy's too
We'll need more supply
low.
depots for that. Our
Alright,
supply is insufficient.
the supply needs to
In the
be
rear, what's
sorted
going on?
out.
We'll need more supply depots for that. Upgrade complete.
Okay, I think that it
Our
would be
supply is
best
insufficient.
if
Roger.
I just advance now for a bit,
Mineral field depleted.
and
Go ahead.
let's do just that. Okay, these guys need to die. All the newly built
SCV
Marines, Marauders could go
We
north,
don't have enough minerals.
and all the new
That'll
stuff could
cost
go
more
here.
minerals than we have.
Kaboom, baby.
And
Need more minerals for that. Nothing left in that mineral cluster.
okay, We all are coming in here.
Additional supply depots.
SCV ready. Aye, aye, sir.
Alright,
We'll need more
I'm
supply
stimming
depots for that.
and I'm hitting them.
Additional supply depots required.
Wow. 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 That was just absolutely insane.
Not enough energy.
Okay.
Let's have a blast. Kaboom, baby.
Let's blast his overlords here
Armed and ready.
first.
Mineral field depleted.
Then
Boy,
more.
armed and ready.
Let's fight him. Let's fight him.
Armed and ready.
Okay, he doesn't have much anti-air. Okay, wow. Look at that.
It's about to get heavy. Yes, sir. Oh, it's on.
Wow.
Sure.
He got a hell of a lot of these.
Picking up.
I need everybody here.
It's go time.
All of these need to be dropped there.
It's about
And it looks like
coming through.
I need things like
Nothing left in that
You
mineral
want a piece
cluster.
of me, boy?
more
This better be
better
good. Let's have a blast.
Can't build there.
Gangway. Oh, it's on.
production maybe,
Command center has been upgraded.
Who wants some?
and that would kind of sort things out for me. I have
We've
60
completely
few
mined out a mineral
workers
field.
here and
Go,
there.
go, go.
Energy's too low.
Ready for dust off.
Boom, baby.
Okay, it looks like he retreated, which turned out to be very advantageous for me. He's not
Want some?
not attacking me,
Go, go, go.
which is very good too. So he just kind of barely was able to get himself units.
Ready for dust off.
SCV ready.
Oh wow, I got things like Reaper here in production. Certainly not something that would be of use.
Mineral field depleted.
And there's thing, okay, here.
Not enough energy.
I'm going to build some more stuff and
Coming through.
expand further.
Be good.
Ready for dust off.
Okay, I think
Energy's too
that
low.
The Grim Reaper has arrived.
at this point I could
By the numbers, boy.
start
Give me orders.
moving kind of
We're at maximum
straight
supply.
into his base,
Nothing left in that mineral cluster.
Go, go, go.
and
Add-on is up and running.
Well,
make a
hallelujah.
drop, you know,
On my way.
make a drop
Ready for dust off.
We're at
here.
maximum supply.
Here.
Awaiting orders.
Alright.
Waiting on you.
So
Where's the emergency?
these guys need to go up
Loud and clear.
and jump inside of his base. Oh wow, that was shit. Wow, they just were eaten alive there.
Acknowledge.
Oh wow.
Mineral field depleted.
Oh, that was just
Now
an
what?
absolute massacre of
Ready for
everything
pickup?
I had there. Whoa. You have to be joking. I mean, whoa. I even lost my my keys there. It was so bad. In any case, I may be able to max out reasonably fast. If only I could do that. Okay. I'm dropping
Energy's too low.
mules. What else is there?
Nothing left in that mineral cluster.
I'm being attacked now. Okay, wow,
Command center
in any
has
case,
been upgraded.
that was really awesome match, without a
We've
doubt.
exhausted the best
The fact that he built that many ultralisks at the last kind of second was without a doubt crazy. Crazy lucky for him. So the Marine Marauder kind of play didn't work out. My entire drop was caught in action and annihilated. And his ultralisk with splash damage was just exactly it. In any case, let's kill the traitor. Not sure if he died.
Our base is under attack.
Okay, so I'm being attacked pretty much everywhere at this point. That's a traitor right there. We call it changeling. And if there's nothing else we can defend with. Well, besides a few mules here and there, you know.
What's going on?
Our base is under attack.
Okay, that will be it. It was a cool game. Let's take a look how it all worked out. Whew. In any case, that's its speed of 8. Let's see how it all went down. So he goes for a hatchery first, and then he moves on to build himself a spawning pool. And the extractor. He goes with his overlord here to scout for cheese. So maybe looking for something like 4 or 5 barracks that would indicate him of me going for an all-in attack against his forces. Well, that didn't happen, as you know. And next, he builds himself an observer, and he's going to send in changelings
Metamorphosis complete.
and things like that. So Marine Marauders are going to be reasonably easy reasonably easy countered by the Ultralisk play. I mean Ultralisks. And at that point I probably have to transition into something mechanized, but I'm just not entirely sure what could that be. So at this point here, not so far from here, I will be attacking him. So that's how he prepares his defense. He thinks I'm going to approach here in the front. He has kind of defenses here set up, as if he would kind of know that I'm going to kind of attack him. Well, my attack just isn't here, but kind of expects an attack. So he places these infestors right there. So if my army moves in up front and engages his forces at the front, he's playing defensively here, as you can see. He would kind of engage me, then he would attack me with this infestor and its corrosive bile attack. In turn, eliminating my forces. I need to kind of move in with detection, send a small detachment to kill these off, and move my army north to further defeat him, attack him, engage him there. Oh, I didn't have nearly as many troops just now. so I wasn't really kind of
Mineral field depleted.
attacking him there.
Metamorphosis complete.
In any case,
Mineral field depleted.
the game goes on. He has many links, not so many banelings, which would kind of eradicate my army entirely, if that would have been the case. And I think that
Complete.
I think he had to go for
Forces
that.
are under attack.
That was certainly the most sensible thing to do. Now when he spotted his Marine Marauder medevac, I don't know how to spread out my troops in the face of a massive baneling assault, so I would just be simply easily annihilated. Now,
Under attack.
the map indication has clearly showed him that it's coming, and he's preparing. He knows it's coming, right?
Forces are under attack.
And everything is pretty much set up for exactly that. So he was waiting for this moment during the game,
Our forces are under attack.
and I have a Raven with me, and this Raven has kind of helped me out quite a bit there. He's not attacking me in the back though. He does hit me there up a bit. Then I stem and advance. He does want to go at me with his fungal growth. I kind of called it corrosive bio, but it's fungal growth. That was a mistake to call it corrosive bio. But so it's fungal growth. In any case, here I'm fighting his hydralisks, and he can't win. Without banelings, you cannot defeat me. But luckily for him, he has the technology and
Our forces are under attack.
the money to build massive numbers of ultralisks. So we see 7 ultralisks at this point, which is massive though against an army that I currently hold. And I wasn't expecting much besides a bunch of links. Little kind of did I know that he is going to be prepared for that. So bam! These guys are here, and I don't know what to do really. I know there's kind of not much I can do, and I'm trying to kite, but that doesn't work out, and I probably just needed to stand still and fight. I would have done a lot more damage than otherwise. And he doesn't commit here, as you can see. He decides to retreat. At the most crucial moment there, he decides to retreat. At this point, I did have troops, and I would have stacked them against him, but he was tougher. Now, what do we see next? It looks like he has like overlords on his side, so I probably needed Vikings to go around this place, kill off his overlords. He would have walked out of his base with the hydralisk maybe, but you see there's a lot of things that kind of require a lot of attention. Probably what I really needed to do is I needed to attack him from another direction, but I wanted to kill off his main base. That was my kind of main point here. And my drop was intercepted, and just like that. So it was completely annihilated. Those marines that just stood no chance. And then the medevacs got killed off by the hydralisk. So let's take a look at that again. And I wanna see how it all kind of worked out. So he should at some point maybe notice on the map that they're incoming. Well,
Mineral field.
he is holding his forces reasonably close by. Okay, see on the minimap, he kind of notices them as well. And he had them right where he needed them. He had them ready. And they die out. And here,
Mineral field depleted.
I had a lot of money and a lot of potential, but he just won't allow me to do this any further. And I would have went for the same Marine Marauder medevac play, because I didn't have infrastructure for factories and such. He does scout though, so he's always very smart with scouting. He's surely kind of a very focused player on scouting. In any case, what's left here is nothing that could defeat him in combat, and it looks like it's going to be all over now.
Our forces are under attack.
And the last squads
Depleted.
in the base are not going to do much.
Mineral field depleted. Our forces are under attack.
And that is all. So the problem here is the visual problem, and I can't normally get problem with this, is that you see it kind of shows me that I'm not kind of going down, which would kind of be the natural way. I'm kind of going up, and it kind of tells me that you're going to reach gold tier 3, which isn't exactly what I want, right? So I'm actually going down to gold tier 3. In any case, the moment it reaches the this mark, I'm going to gold 3.